Hi everyone, welcome back. As we've said from the previous video that we are going to be answering questions based on geometry of straight lines. We have diagram number 1 here, we have diagram number 2. You are asked to calculate x and y. So with the first one, you're going to say x plus 60, you have 180 on the right hand side. Your acceptable reason will be adjacent angles on a straight line. So what do I mean by this statement is that when you add x with 60, you must get 180. Our reason is that the adjacent angles on a straight line add up to 180. This is one of the things we have discussed in the previous video. So you are going to get to the step where you're going to transpose 60. You're going to have x, and then you have 180 on the right hand side, subtracting what? Subtracting 16. Well, the general explanation here is that whenever you are crossing, whenever you're making a number to cross an equal sign, it must change its sign. I mean, we started with positive sign and now we have a negative sign. Okay, it's fine. Additive inverses and inverse operations. Hopefully you guys can recall that. Then you are going to get to a point where you're going to conclude that x will be 120 degrees. That's it about number 1. Meaning that the value of x here will be what? 120. Moving on to the next one where you have to calculate y. You now have 45 with y with 70 degrees, and then you still have 180 on your right hand side. Your reason will still be the same, which is adjacent angles on a straight line. So you are now at the point where you have to add 70 with 45, which is giving you 115. So you have two options. You can add while you're still on the left hand side, or you can do that on the right hand side. You'll get the same answer. So you have y plus 115 giving you 180 on the right hand side like that. So you get to a point where you're going to say y will be 180 minus 115. Therefore, the value of y will be 65 degrees. Hopefully, we're still together. Let's move on to the next one. We have the next question here. We have number 3 and 4. We are still calculating the value of x and the value of y. Right, with number 3, we are still going to say x plus 44 degrees plus 90. You must still get 180. Yes, I am aware. Some of you may be asking yourself, where did I get this value of 90 here? This value of 90 is coming from this notation. Whenever you're seeing this small or this notation here in geometry, you must know that it's 90 degrees. Therefore, you're now going to be saying x. You are now going to be saying x plus 134 degrees is giving you 180. Before I forget, our reason is still going to be adjacent angles on a straight line. And then now we are going to be transposing the 134 to the right hand side, which is going to be x being 180 minus 134. The value of x will give you 46 degrees. Okay, and then we move on to the next one, which is number 4. Number 4, you have something different from what you've done. It's different from number 1, number 2, number 3. But then if you may recall from our first video, we are going to be saying y is the same as 86. No further calculations needed there. Why do we say that? We are saying that because vertically opposite angles are equal. Just to give you a reminder, vertically opposite angles are coming to you in this way. When you have two lines crossing each other once, we are going to say this top angle will be the same as the bottom one. The one on the left will be the same as the one on the right. Yeah, I know people who are supporting Orlando Pirates will start overthinking about this sign. Sorry, my apologies. Let's move on to the to the next one. We have number 5 and number 6. We are still calculating the value of x. and the value of y. So here we have various ways of calculating x and y with number 5. You can start with x, you can start with y. So I'm going to be saying x is the same as 32 degrees because vertically opposite angles are equal. Why am I saying that? So I'm going to only show the portion of the diagram that is relevant to us now. We have 32 here. Hopefully you can see that it's 32. I know my handwriting is nice. Thank you. And then you have x here. So this x will be vertically opposite to 32. And that's it. We have found our value of x, which is what? Which is 32. And then calculating y is still on number 5. I'm going to say y plus 90 degrees plus 32. These three angles, when you add them together, when you add all of them, yeah, I don't know if my English is English in here. They must give you 180. What am I doing? Why am I putting? Sorry. These three angles, when you add them together, must give you 180 degrees because we have adjacent angles on a straight line. On a straight line. Why am I saying that? Let me try to have a different color so that I can outline them. These three angles, 32, 90, and y, are found on the straight line. Therefore, when you add them together, they must give you 180. Then you now get to a point where you're going to be saying y is the same as 180 minus 90 minus 32. Let's see how much we have. We have the value of y as 58 degrees. I'm sorry about that. I'll just fix it here. As 58 degrees. Hey, what's happening to my handwriting now? As I promise my handwriting is way better than this. That's if you haven't seen it. If you've seen my handwriting before, just keep quiet. Yeah, way better now. The value of y will be 58. That's it about number 4. I mean number 5. Let's hope I'll have enough space to do number 6. Yeah, I can still do number 6. Right, number 6. We are going to be saying this value of x. Well, before I can start, may you please check that we have x appearing twice here. So I'm going to start with this one. Why am I starting with this one? Because it's the one which is vertically opposite to 40. Then I'm going to start by saying x is going to be what? 40 degrees. And then my reason will be vertically opposite angles are equal. Okay. Then I can write 40 here. If this is 40, this one will also be 40, which implies that the whole angle here, the whole of this angle is now 80. Then I'll be saying 80 degrees. Let me just write it here. I'll be saying 80 degrees plus y must give me 180. And then our reason will be what? Adjacent angles on a straight line. Excuse my writing there. Which implies that the value of y will be 100. I hope we all know how to transpose now. So yeah, that's it. That's it. We have talked about geometry of straight line. Not all of it. We've only covered angles on a straight line. We've only covered vertically opposite angles. So I'll see you guys in the next video when we move on with the geometry of straight line. Bye.